Welcome to Super User Training. This chapter will give you an understanding of how your school is configured in your MySchool system. What are the levels? How do they affect access to data? MySchool is designed for a standard K-12 with the power and flexibility to house multi-school networks in the same system. As part of your onboarding, we will ask how your school is managed. Are your levels grouped? With this, we will configure the school for you. It is really important to get this right from the start. Moving levels after import is not easy and will cause delays in your project. As we said, your system is built on layers. The top layer for a multi-school system would be known as a district or a college. These group multiple schools together. After, we'll just create a school, which needs to have school levels within. When we talk about school levels, we mean kinder, primary, junior, secondary, or even higher ed. The school levels are important in terms of security access. Certain admins may not need to have access to the whole school, but just primary and kinder, for example. This is possible within the MySchool system. Next, we create the year groups, or class levels as we call them in MySchool. In a classic K-12 scenario, these are used for students to follow a linear progression through your different year groups. The mainstay of your academic configuration is based on these levels. We will look into subject management in a later video. You can choose the stem of the naming convention to suit your needs. Call them grades, classes, or years. For specialist schools like arts or sports colleges, then these can be curriculum based. So you could have a dance level, an arts level, football, athletics instead. The final layer is the class, an important point to note for MySchool users. A student will be classed as a student if they are enrolled in a class within the current scholastic year. This means that you can use Quick Search to find them. You can have as many classes as you need. Some of our clients have only one class and they group all the students together with inside one class for that year group. When you are onboarding, we'll discuss the possibilities with you. There are two levels which are created by the system. Those are known as new registrations and archived. New registrations are connected to the admissions module. Students going through the process will be enrolled in what's known as the not processed class until they are either accepted or declined. Each class level can be set to have parent or student portal activated or not. So if you wish for your new parents to get used to the systems while they are waiting for the dependent to be fully enrolled, get them engaged early. When a student leaves your school, we advise to not delete their profile. They must be placed within the withdrawn class. If you place your leavers in the withdrawn class level, you can still access their profile. They can still access the portal if it's enabled. This is the same for the graduate class level, where students that have finished and have graduated from your institution can still access their assessment reports and all their data for the up and coming year if this has been activated for your school. It's a great way to promote alumni donation campaigns, for example. So let's see how this looks on the system. In many list pages, there will be a filter of school levels. In most cases, if possible, a class level. The most relevant area is in terms of access rights. On the Employment tab, you'll see that your staff level is determined by your employment context, which is set at a school level. The Security tab shows this clearer. In fixed groups, such as super users or administrators, your access to data is configured to a school level. Educators have the further level, which is restricted to their class or course taught. This is only available on certain functionalities, however. Finally, we'll take a quick look on how access is configured in a user group. Don't worry, we'll cover this in more detail in a later chapter. But as a super user, you can navigate to the page via Administer Advanced Options. Let's select a fixed group, such as administrators. We will help you build your security access during the onboarding, but we can see here that we have different options attached to the permissions. In the example of term management, we cannot restrict access based on a school level. Access to this page is for all or nothing. It is the same for timetables as well. If we now go to the announcements section, we can see there is a common setting which is known as Restrict to Security Context. This will restrict the list to the school level determined in the user group tree, which we saw earlier in the profile.